everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Linda, and if not, what's up? Today, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be discussing my review and my views and opinions on BetterHelp. Let's just get into it. I started counseling when I was 15. I quickly dropped it. I hated the counselor I had, and I just did not jive with it and what 15-year-old wants to be in counseling. That by the end of 2010, I was back in therapy. And by January, I want to say January 10 or 11, I'd have to look at my paperwork. I was sent to a psychiatrist who then gave me my bipolar diagnosis along with a litany of other diagnostic things that I have spoken about before or have not. And so I spent the next 6 years in counseling. And within those 6 years of counseling, I saw 3 different counselors. One I believe I saw Anita for 4 or 5 years, who then left the practice, who should have left the practice a long time before I came around. Then I saw a girl who I want to say was either just a year or 2 older than me or a lot younger than me, and that was kind of weird. Very weird. And then they finally put me with one last counselor before I finally gave up, because I went from being the one who needed to be at least once or twice a week therapy to going and seeing my therapist once, maybe a month, or if not once every 2 months. And at that point, I had had enough. I was getting sick and tired of making an appointment to go sit in an office and discuss the weather, because every counselor I have had, I don't know how to explain it other than what worked for many others didn't work for me. I did CBT, which is just cognitive behavioral therapy. I wanted to know more about DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. Within those 6 years of me being in therapy, I also used online that I went to. I'd go to different websites, other options online to look up how to use DBT, and I basically taught myself skills that I needed that I wasn't getting at your traditional counseling. And basically that's the end of that story. Let's wrap it up in a little bow. Basically, I had to remove myself out of CBT to go home and get on my computer and I would look on their forums, and we'd all have discussions, and oh, well, this thing from DBT helped me. And so I slowly made my own wellness toolbox to where whatever I learned with CBT, I could then attach with DBT, put them all in one box. I hated traditional therapy. The counselors I had, they just missed the mark. I needed something where they were educated in DBT or were more focused on goal-oriented. I give you homework and you go home and let's sit and talk this out. Instead of me, kid you not, with the therapist I had for 4 years, the majority of our conversations was about the weather, or I'd sit there in complete silence because she would offer me no help. And I understand in some traditional forms they expect the clients to talk and bring about the problem, but I was also one of those clients that I didn't want to talk about it. I was there because I knew I needed to be there, and unless I was prompted to say something, I was too scared to say something. In therapy, I was too scared because I didn't want to have to A, go back to the hospital, or B, be in even more therapy that wasn't helping in the first place. So that is that. I did my traditional therapy. I also took my traditional therapy and shoved it online so that way I could get the DBT that I was trying to get, and I put that all in one box. So here's the thing. If I was already taking the time to go home and go online, and I'm looking this direction because I have my trusty laptop right here. I know, bougie Starbucks cup. I get it. I know. And I would get on here and I would find forums, I would find websites, like I said, that would help me learn DBT skills that would work with everything else. So if I was already doing that on my own for previous amounts of years, so here's where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp is an online, you can either do text chats, you can do video chats, you can make appointments to do phone and video chats. I specifically use the texting chat. That way while I'm at work, I can spend my lunch hour sending her a message, going through our goals that we have set for the week, for the month. And I can sit there and go through and just be in therapy in my own time space, in my own time frame, and have it done correctly, or at least in my brain correctly. And I should definitely use that as quotation marks, correctly. And I fell in love with BetterHelp. Now granted, yes, the only way I found out about BetterHelp was because they contacted me. I have an email linked in the description box down below for people who want to contact me either for sponsorships or things. They contacted me. I did the research. I signed up. I did the questionnaire. I did everything. And it first matched me with a therapist, and there was just something about this therapist I did not like. I quickly just canceled, and then I went back through the process, found another counselor, was matched up with another counselor, didn't feel comfortable, canceled. Did it one more time thinking, okay, maybe one more time we'll figure out a good counselor. And thank God, this time, third time's a charm. It happened. I have a wonderful counselor therapist. She is licensed in the state of Ohio. That is one of the big things, is that their terms of services, in which I personally did not agree with, but with me, I've been through so much therapy, and at my age of 28, and the fact that I work in law, I know to read terms and services. And I think I was that way as a kid, that I couldn't just like sign up for a website and not be able to like click that little box that you always see that you've read the terms of services and then sign up. I'm just one of those people that I could never not read the terms of services before I checked the box, because I felt like I was lying and I couldn't handle that. So I always read most of the terms and services to the point where like I understood the website and or the services that were being rendered to the best of my ability. I would focus on words that I understood, and if I didn't, I would Google them. So here's the main issues, or terms of services. Now, I've pulled this up on Reddit, and then I have my laptop over here. Okay, well, my batteries have died a couple of different times, so we're just going to wrap this up. I was on Reddit, and I was scrolling through. Like I said, I was doing my research before I did this video, so I wasn't going to, like, be chewed out in the comments. Like, don't come at me. I found this perfect description for everybody who's been complaining. Everybody's been complaining about the terms of services, stating that the counselors are not licensed, and that is a complete lie. And I'll show you here on a Reddit post that was posted on October 9th of 2018. It states, of course they don't accept responsibility. A, they are just a platform that connects people with other people. B, it is a platform. See, BetterHelp essentially does guarantee the credentials. Every one of their therapists is licensed. The only reason why that wording was used in their terms of service is to cover them from a lawsuit. If a therapist lied about their credentials, highly unlikely because it is illegal, BetterHelp could get sued without that wording. Without that wording, now that they have taken it out of their terms of service, someone could sue them. Here's the thing, she's correct. The only time that you see something in a terms of service is to cover them legally. They want to be able to run their company the best way that they can and the most efficient way they can without fear of being sued. So, you go to YouTube, you go to Google, you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, Snapchat. Every company has a terms of service, and I can guarantee if you did your research, Facebook has sold your data. If BetterHelp's selling data, well then that's up to the company, and you as a consumer of that should be aware of that. That's why the terms of services are there to read and understand. It also means that when you use Snapchat, they have the Snapchat map, which to me is very dangerous and very scary because they can geofilter your exact location. And many people I know from the little town that I live in, when you use that geofilter, anyone who has Snapchat that has that open nearby, find people open nearby little thing, and then it will ping people who like live close to you and stuff. How many predators do you think have used that geofilter tag to watch you walk into a cinema, a bar, a park, a party, you name it, wherever? Snapchat follows your every move, your friends move, and I don't hear anybody complaining about it. What about Facebook? They're being sued. They're being sued because, let's see. I'm sure you've seen it, and I'm not going to bash it out. Facebook's been sued. Apple's been sued because they lied and then finally came out that they were purposefully slowing down their phones. So, the issue with everything is that the counselors are not licensed. Well, okay. My counselor's name is Jan Warner. And I will show you something, and I will have it on the screen linked below. I went to my state and typed in elicense.ohio.gov, and you can take a little bit of time. It took me all of like 10 minutes to Google how to verify these licensed therapists on BetterHelp, and it took me less than 5 minutes to type in her name and check to make sure that her license on her description match what is linked on the Ohio's licensure website. And right here, babies, she's licensed in the state of Ohio to practice psychology. She is licensed. Now, there may be a few on there that you're not going to be able to find their license. They could just be social workers. I don't know. I'm speaking from my experience. My experience is my therapist is very, very well knowledge, and I honestly don't understand where people are coming from when they're saying that they're not licensed. If you literally sign up for the service and you get matched with somebody, they have a license number in their bio. All you have to do is take their name and type it into that, and then take the licensure number that they have on the app and or their website, match it, and make sure it matches on your state's website, that it matches the license. Then I don't understand the problem. Yes, I understand there are people on the platform who set up video calls and their counselors never show up. They send messages and their counselors don't respond for 2 or 3 days. You have to also take into account that my therapist, she also has an outside job in psychology. She has her own place to go from Monday through Friday. 8 a.m. to, I think, 5 p.m. She states in her bio that she is available during certain times for unscheduled chats, like video chats, phone chats. So I don't know how I can compare my experience to someone else's. I am simply saying that it's not that difficult to look at somebody's credentials and then go to your state's website and look to see if they are licensed to practice in your state. That's the only thing that I cannot get past are people stating that these people aren't licensed. It's illegal in any state to try and practice any type of psychology casework. It's illegal. So do your research by just Googling their name or Googling your state. You just go to the state website, you type in their name, it comes up with a list of people, you take the person that you have been talking to or have been matched with, or I'm sure there are ways to look at just the counselors that are listed on the website, look at their license number that is on here, and match it to what your state site states that is licensed. And if their license number matches, then they're licensed in that state to practice. So I'm confused on that part. I know the terms of services don't make much sense to people who are not used to reading terms and services, and some that just don't understand that the fact that they place wording in their terms of services so that if their vetting process fails on one human being, they can't be sued for that. In their terms of services, that they cannot 100% guarantee everything will be exactly as it should, because we are humans, we are flawed, we don't always have everything 100% every single time. And as I've mentioned, every single social media website you use is a terms and services, and if you don't read them, then you're subject to whatever their services and terms are. So when you sign up for Snapchat and you click that button that says you've read the terms and services, and then you hit login or accept or whatever it is that you do, if you haven't read that terms and services and then your data gets leaked or something gets leaked, that's your problem, and you can't go back on Snapchat, on Facebook, on Instagram, on any other public domain and then go and sue them. It's not going to work that way, because in their terms of services, we're humans. Sometimes things don't work out the way we want them to. So they use a legalese type style wording that says, hey, we're doing everything we can on our end, but we can't be 100% sure. So from my end, I love my therapist. She challenges me to be a better person and to work on things in my life that right now I am dealing with and I'm battling with. And I am using coping skills I haven't used in a long while, and they're very dangerous coping skills. But by having someone who is licensed to practice in the state of Ohio, who I feel very, very comfortable with speaking on these issues, then I'm okay. Now, if I were to go into the counseling center in which I were going to, I can guarantee 100% I wouldn't say a word unless they brought it up to me first. And I can guarantee you, I will sit there and look at them and lie to them, because that is always what I've always done. Even though I know I need the help, I cannot look someone in the face and tell them what is going on without making it seem like, oh, this is just something I've done. I've fallen off the wagon. I've done this. I do this. And, that's hurting me, because I can't voice that to a person face to face. With this, I can just type away, and it's like, to me, it's like typing away, making a video, typing a blog post up, just venting. However, I am doing it with a professional person who can offer me the guidance that will help me regain a stable living situation. we all deal with stress. My job is very stressful. I absolutely love my job, but that doesn't make it easy, and it doesn't make it any easier when the seasons change. I can't handle that. So what happens? They adjust my medication, and then I'm on my way. Well, when you adjust my medication sometimes, I hadn't have a person as a psychologist, a caseworker, social worker, whoever. I haven't had that to back myself up with. And when BetterHelp contacted me to sponsor with them, I took the jump because I knew I needed someone to talk to. And they are licensed professionals in the state of Ohio that I live in. And this is my review. My review is saying that it has worked for me. It is working for me. And I will continue to use the services because I have been able. So with everything being said, as I said, I trust my therapist. She's licensed in the state of Ohio. We work together on making my life better. So this is my review. If you just take it with a grain of salt, if you want to try it, I will leave tons of links in the description box down below for you to make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to use the service. Also, I will put my affiliate link down in the I will also put my affiliate link in the description box down below. So if you want to try the service, you have a direct link. Yes, I do make money off of it. Do you have to sign up with my affiliate link? No. It's just down there for your use if you want to use it. Again, I'm going to put a ton of different resources in the description box down below that will link you to Reddit, posts to where you can read about it. I will link their terms of services. I will link down everything I have. I will link how to check your state's credentials as to who can practice social work, clinical psychology, anything like that. Whatever they offer on their site, I will try and link everything I can for you to make an informed decision as to whether or not you want to use this platform. I really can't stand it when people use it once and then they're like, oh, well, everybody else is saying it's bad. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to bash it. Until you've used it, until you've done your research, that's it for me. Everything's linked in the description box down below. If you want to subscribe, hit that bell notification because we all know YouTube. They don't always tell you when your favorite... YouTube doesn't always tell subscribers when they upload videos, so make sure you hit that bell notification. Again, subscribe. Leave anything you want to talk about in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out the description box for all different kinds of resources.